Whoops. I just hit straight up continue.
Go ahead and start warming up the trucks.
Yeah, exactly. You've done Yukon already. Well, you've done everything, haven't you?
No, I've been doing the maps in order, and I am one mission away from being complete with yep, like where the hell am I? Miranda,
You're where?
Amandra.
The hell is that?
That is
I mean, it's Russia.
the Russia Arctic.
Oh, okay. So you...
Frigid lands. I'm doing the first DLC map.
Oh, snap. Okay. So you've already done Canada.
No,
No, I thought Canada was before that.
no.
Well, anyway. Canada's good, man. Well, I'll say this. The first map in Canada sucks. The one that we all got stuck in that frozen lake.
Oh yeah.
But the adjoining map is way better.
Good to know.
Do I have a truck out on the map or something?
Kind of ready for a break from being in the snow. I tell you that.
Well, Canada's all snow.
Oh, good. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, Canada's snow. Well, the first map is green. The second map is snow.
I'll take a little bit of green then.
Okay.
First.
I need... Do I have this truck in storage? I need to make sure I put these trucks in storage so I can get them out in the other maps.
Big Salmon Peak.
Yeah, Big Salmon Peak is really good. I like this area. Where the heck is my F-750?
Just leave it laying around on somebody else's or another map, I mean.
I must have.
Tamir, that's what I was thinking of.
Oh, you're in Tamir. Oh, okay. It says the F-750 is in the garage.
No, I did Tamir. Because that's the one with Rift in it.
Oh, so you're
Michigan,
you're in Kola.
Kola Peninsula. So Michigan, Alaska, Tamir, Kola Peninsula.
That's
Yukon is next on my list.
Okay. Kola is actually where I want to start. Because there's an upgrade somewhere in Kola that I want. So I figured we'll do some mapping and upgrade collecting over there.
I'm already kind of familiar with this map, so
Sounds good.
Whatever you need help with. Yeah. I thought we got all your upgrades.
Well, not all of them.
For the 750?
It's not. This upgrade is not for the 750.
Ah. So
I'm just gonna be driving the 750 because that's probably the best, like, shitty area driving vehicle I've got.
I concur. Whew.
All right.
Quite a bit going on here.
Looks like we probably ought to go to the second map, huh?
Yeah.
I'm gonna start mapping my way that way. And then we'll get started. Where the hell?
Amandra, that's the one I'm just about done with.
Is that the second map?
It is. And if you do not have all-wheel drive on a vehicle, I highly suggest you leave it in the garage.
Oh, the F-750's got all-wheel drive.
Okay, because that map is
a nightmare.
It's something. It obviously has an unlockable garage in it, though.
That's what I liked about Big Salmon Peak, is Big Salmon Peak has an unlockable garage, too. You just gotta drive to it. But it's not, like, difficult to get to. It's just there.
Well, this one you gotta do a couple of missions to unlock some stuff.
Do you? Yeah. Where's the entrance to that next map? Is it in the northwest?
It's northwest.
Okay, that's the one I mapped off to.
Map. Who needs a map?
Me?
Are you out of the garage yet?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I don't have my one thing open on my screen here. Let me do that. There we go.
I'm gonna take a shortcut.
Go for it. I don't know this place well enough.
So what's gonna be our goal for Amandra? What are we looking for in Amandra?
Upgrades and maps. Like nothing specific. I mean,
Okay, so you're just trying to open up the map.
Yeah. I'm looking for a specific upgrade, but I'm not gonna like make a beeline straight to it or anything.
Okay.
The upgrade I want is all-wheel drive for the Western Star twin steer.
Okay.
And it says on the vehicle Kola Peninsula, but it doesn't tell me which map. But since we've already done this one, I'm pretty sure it's on the other map.
Yep.
Hey, what's up, Alexander? So, Assassin's Creed, huh?
Yeah. Big fan of the series. Played a majority of all of them.
Are there any like outstanding ones, obviously that that you know specifically you haven't played?
I'll say I'm halfway through. I'll say maybe halfway through because the way that I explore everything. Valhalla.
Oh, okay. I was basically gonna omit Valhalla because I beat the core game, but I haven't played any of the DLC either. So.
Okay. So omitting that one. The Chronicles, anything that's 2.5D.
Yeah.
I haven't played those. It's just the core stories are the only ones that I've been playing. Because I know they got a bunch of stuff for novels and comics, and they put some stuff out on the Android.
Yeah, I haven't done the novels or comics. I haven't done the Android games. I did play the 3 Chronicles titles.
I did not get to play those. So I'd be interested to hear your opinion on that.
Okay. I won't really go into story on them or anything, but I'll talk about them.
Okay.
So what's overall? What do you think your favorite out of the series is?
Favorite out of the series? It's really close between Brotherhood and, of course, number 2.
Oh, Brotherhood, and then just straight up Assassin's Creed 2.
Assassin's Creed 2
Gotcha.
was kind of the apology for number 1.
Did you not like number 1 that much?
I did like it because when it first came out, it was stealth, and it wasn't really something that was already on the market. Parkour, stealth, kind of really gave you, but knowing the games that we have now, to compare to it, 2 was way better. Brotherhood was way better.
Oh, for sure.
So 1 kind of got pushed down the list.
Sorry, you called it an apology for 1, and I was like, did you not like 1?
A lot of 1 was repetitive.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
They had like 3 or 4 mechanics that they really focused on, and they stuck you to it.
That is true. Well, I think that's also like a safe assumption, is like they were introducing you to the series and they weren't sure how good it was going to be.
Right.
So they didn't want to throw like 50 things at you, I guess, but
and again, the popularity of it being what it was, I'm sure they had some ideas in their back pocket.
Yeah, that
saying
they were
that
like,
if this really takes off, this is what we can do.
Right, exactly. Kind of like preemptively holding some ideas back just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. My all-time favorite is hands down Brotherhood.
Oh yeah.
I think Brotherhood is where they kind of like the planets aligned perfectly, and I find it difficult to think of anything in Brotherhood that I didn't like.
No, that one they did really well with.
Yeah. And then I'd probably put, as my next highest, I'd probably go with Odyssey in Greece.
Really.
Yeah.
I the newer ones I have somewhere around my middle for favorites. I
Uh-oh.
have Black Flag was one of my absolute favorites.
Man, Black Flag's in the middle for me.
Really,
Yeah.
I loved it. And
Hey, are you
th-
nearby?
I am
No, we're close.
no, I told you I was taking a shortcut.
Come save me. I'm stuck.
Okay.
I'm trying to get out. It'll give me a minute, but
Hang,
I don't hold high hopes.
hang on. I'll grab another vehicle.
That might be best. Yeah.
What do I have?
I think my thing with Black Flag is I felt like Black Flag was an amazing video game, and I had a blast of a time playing it, but I felt it was less of an Assassin's Creed game than a lot of the other titles. It was more like a pirate game to me.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. They took a big chance for okay, so number 3 they introduced the naval battles.
Yeah. Number three's naval battles were not good.
No, but they said, "Hey, people really like this. What if we build a game around that mechanic?" And then they refined the mechanic and they did an amazing job with it.
Yeah, I will say that the naval battles in Assassin's Creed 4 in Black Flag were amazing.
And I think that's why for me that's a little higher on the list because it was something a little bit different. And I like the character.
I think the thing that bothered me the most about Black Flag is that in the grand scheme of the entire game, your character throughout like 80% of the game had no idea who the hell the assassins were, or
Right.
or the Templar for that matter.
And I'm with that I will say, and that's why it's probably not higher on my list of popularity because he wasn't tied to the assassins sooner.
Yeah, he didn't join it until almost the very end of the game. And
Right.
I had at that point I had a huge investment in the Assassin's Creed like in their side of the story,
Yeah.
and for that character to not even get involved in that until like 85% of the way through the game, I was like, well, what the hell were we doing? Just going around like stealing shit? And the game's like, yeah, basically. I mean, I had a blast. I had a really fun time with it. It was the story part that let me down, that's all.
Yeah. And I can agree with that. And I can see your side of it. I was just really I like the Okay, so I guess what was it was right around the same time the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates, I think by that game, Pirates of the Caribbean was like on their second or third movie.
Yeah, so it was right there in that same time frame and I already loved those movies.
Yeah, they did time that pretty well. They came out at the correct time to capitalize on that popularity, that's for sure.
Yeah, so I fell into that trope to where I was already in love with the movies. The game kind of gave me that tie to that aesthetic.
Yeah.
I really liked that, and I think that's why I got into it. And I also like Rogue for the same reason. It gave me more of it, but it gave me a different character with
Oh no.
what?
Keep going.
Are you stuck? How you stuck? Stuck
No. I'm oh knowing about what you're talking about.
about Rogue?
Yes.
Why? What's wrong with Rogue?
Oh, I fucking hate that game.
You didn't like that?
No, dude, I hated Rogue so much.
Damn.
Rogue is the last game on my list.
Oh, come on.
I put Assassin's Creed 3 higher than Rogue. Yeah, I did not.
I didn't.
I did
I put
not
Rogue-
like Rogue.
Rogue is only up by 1.
What do you mean? Oh, above Assassin's Creed 3 by
Yeah.
1? Okay.
Yeah, they're right there. I liked Rogue though.
I think
That character defecting, I like that.
no, see, that's the thing I hated. I hated that it was just an assassin defecting to the Templars.
I like that aspect of it because it showed, and that's when they. And okay, so
Thank you.
you bet. I lost my train of thought.
You were talking about you like that part of the story that he defected?
Let's see. The first 3 Assassin's Creeds, 1, 2, and Brotherhood, were
Okay.
very black and white, very good guy versus bad guy, drew a line in it. And then as they got beyond that, with number 3, they started showing sides from the Templars side of the story where like maybe it was not just that they're bad, they just had different points of view. And it started graying the area in between the two.
I think now. See, I enjoyed that as well. I will agree. I liked the twist of it's not necessarily, or it's not always black and white. Like sometimes it is,
Right.
but sometimes certain arguments are more gray, and it's not necessarily who's right and who's wrong. It's just which direction do you want to go with it.
Right. 'Cause later on in some of the series, the assassins were their side of the things were getting a little out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Some extremists. Some of the extremists were taking it too far.
Absolutely. Like Unity.
Yeah. Ugh. That one is bottom of my list.
No!
Hate that one.
I loved Unity.
Arno is such an unlikable character.
Oh, I loved Unity. Like I know a lot of people hated it because of like the graphical problems, but I got over that real fast.
I mean, I can handle a game having a bug or graphical errors.
Your
If
problem
that
with
character
it was
doesn't
the
have
character.
personality, ugh. Again, he was a better character. I mean, Shay McCormick. What was Shay Patrick Cormick? Yeah, was a better character than Arno.
I just didn't like the thing I didn't like about Rogue was, while I did like that they were trying to show the point of view from the Templar side of things, I didn't like the fact that the Templar point of view they chose was his, which was basically like, to me, the character came across less of a I disagree with what the assassins are doing and we should do it my way, and it more came across as a fuck the assassins, I'm gonna kill every single one I can get my hands on.
Yeah, his point of view was very, very extreme.
And I think another thing that skewed me on that game, and I'll fully admit this, I think the reason I hated that one, oh mother, don't fall over. I'll 100% admit this. Part of my bias against that game is that Shay killed my favorite assassin in the entire series.
Oh yeah.
Because Shay kills, I forget at one point in the game, but Shay goes hunting for Adewale
Yep.
from from Freedom Cry,
Yep.
and Adewale is my favorite assassin out of the entire series. I loved him.
Yes, he was a really good tie, and I like that. He also had tie-ins with what is it, Liberty,
He did.
and I liked that.
Yeah, Liberty was the female French lady assassin, wasn't it?
Yes, that was Aveline.
Aveline. There you go, Aveline.
Yeah, Aveline. Yeah.
Could not remember her name. But I actually have that game right about in the middle too. I didn't like Liberation as much as most of the others.
Right there with 3.
Yeah,
Just because it tied in with it.
I actually have Liberation above 3.
Oh yeah.
I thought Liberation was better than 3.
3. I mean, 3 got a lot of crap because of the character was one thing.
Connor was a whiny little crybaby bitch.
Yeah, they could have done a lot better with him,
And
especially.
The thing that threw me off was like how he was so divided on whether or not he wanted to kill his dad. And I'm like, bro, you're literally naming every bad thing your dad did. And like, he killed all these people. He's trying to like take over the world. And then you get to him and you're just like, I don't know. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't know? He's a fucking asshole. Kill him.
Yeah. Oh, it's real easy to say, but they're supposed to show that confliction in that character.
The problem is they didn't show the confliction very well.
No, they didn't.
His whole confliction was like, I'm going to name every bad thing this guy has ever done, and the list is like 2 miles long, and then the good thing, he's my dad. I was like, come on, man, there's got to be something else other than that.
Yeah. What else you got?
Yeah, keep coming. Like,
I like some of the weapons. I like the fact that you could have got an option for weapons
in 3?
in
Yeah.
3.
Yeah,
Really liked that.
I will say I loved the combat in 3. I loved the tree climbing that they introduced.
Mm-hmm.
That was
And
amazing.
that's where the parkour really took off. Was in
3 really fixed a lot of the parkour issues that the Ezio trilogy had.
3. Yeah.
So 3 is not all bad. I just didn't. My big problem with 3 is I didn't like Connor, and it's difficult to put a game higher up on the list when the main character is literally the reason you don't like the game. You're like,
Yeah.
That's me. I'm that guy. It's like, I hate being me. Why would I like this game?
He is. Yeah. They just really missed an opportunity with him.
Another problem with Connor was I'm an Eagle Scout, so I have a really big like affinity for or interest in Native American culture and stuff like that. And I was so excited that they were going to have a Native American assassin, and then to make him just this whiny little kid that's constantly bitching and moaning about every little thing. I was just like, oh my god. It's like, this is not what I was hoping for.
I know, I was really disappointed.
I will say Connor was pretty brutal in his killings, which I liked. That's one of the reasons I liked Adewale so much. Is for what was it, Freedom Cry and Assassin's Creed 3, it took a step back from Ezio's really like flashy, dancey assassination styles, and it went hard for kill as brutally and as fast as possible and get the job done. And I was like, okay, this is exactly how an assassin would do it.
Right. Different styles.
Yeah.
And talking about different styles, Syndicate did a good job with that. The 2 different styles between the twins.
Okay, so I've got stories about Syndicate. Syndicate was another game that I have very low on my list.
It's low on mine as well.
I liked Syndicate was the first game that introduced a female, well, other than Liberation. Liberation I don't really consider a full game because like you can finish Liberation in like 4 hours.
Right.
So this was the first game that had a female assassin, and I was really excited about that. Until I played Syndicate. And then I was like, I played as Jacob, and then I played as Evie, and I was like, Jacob is just better than Evie.
He's that more brutish style that you were talking about.
Yeah, but like all his weapons would kill enemies very quickly, and all of Evie's weapons were really slow. Like if I remember correctly, her hidden blade couldn't kill half the enemies in one hit. And I was like, how does her hidden blade not kill people?
I don't remember that. I'll have to.
And if I'm correct on that, that was a huge disappointment for me, was that for me, it felt like Jacob was obviously a better assassin than Evie was, at least on the killing side of things.
Well, he was stronger but slower. She was faster but less effective in combat.
Yeah.
She could climb buildings like in a hurry.
Oh yeah, for sure. Here's a loaded question I have for you.
All right.
Did you play the DLC for Syndicate? The Jack the Ripper DLC?
Oh, I did not. Did not.
You want me to spoil it for you?
Spoilers don't bother me.
Okay. Hands down, the worst DLC for any video game I have ever played in my entire life. Like, okay, so they're introducing the concept of Jack the Ripper in London, right?
Right.
So Jack the Ripper was a guy who would go around killing prostitutes, primarily.
Right.
This is the historical side of things for those people watching. And there are rumors that Jack the Ripper was not one person because there were reported murders on opposite sides of London that were timed in such a way that it would have been nearly impossible for somebody back then to cross London and kill somebody else.
Right.
So it was either multiple people or maybe the police reports had inaccurate timing and stuff like that. Whoa, what is that? What did you find?
I don't know yet. I found I just gotta get to it.
You're in the other map. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know you had switched yet. So anyway, that character would be really interesting because here's the setup. They could have made the prostitutes in London, like in all the other Assassin's Creed games, the assassins work closely with courtesans as like informants and assistants to hide them and things like that. They could have just used the prostitutes in London as the replacement for courtesans from the other games. Hey, is that all-wheel drive for the Twin Steer?
It is the one that you were looking for.
Well, hell, all right. And then they could have like set up the prostitutes throughout the game as being like useful informants to the twins, and maybe introduced a couple of like named prostitutes that you deal with on a regular basis throughout the base game, and then in the Jack the Ripper DLC, the Ripper just murders these people, and it gets you really invested in trying to save these other prostitutes because some of the higher up prostitutes got killed, and maybe like Jacob and Evie could chase Jack the Ripper through London and try to figure out what's going on. Maybe you go back and forth between brother and sister because you're chasing two different people that could be the Ripper, and it turns out that they're both the Ripper and they're both Templars trying to like screw with your prostitute connections and whatnot. That is not what they did. Because that would make sense.
Right.
So what they did is prostitutes played almost no role in Syndicate at all. I don't know if that was intentional or if they just forgot about them. But in the Jack the Ripper DLC, so it's the same basic concept. You're hunting Jack the Ripper because he's killing prostitutes. And you start piecing things together. And then you have to do the majority of the DLC as Jacob. Because he tells Evie that it's too dangerous for her to do it because he's targeting women. Right. So he basically, you basically eliminate Evie from the DLC. She shows up like once or twice, and that's it. But you're chasing this Ripper character around London, like always 2 steps behind him. And then you eventually catch up, and you've got the Ripper cornered like in the basement of some building, and you're gonna go kill him, and you're finally gonna figure out who it is. And you get down there, and you know who it is. It's a ghost. That's it. Just a ghost.
Come on.
And you're like, really? The entire like mythos around Jack the Ripper that you could have played with, and you went with he's a ghost. That is such a shitty cop-out.
It's like they didn't want to pin it on any kind of individual. That's so bad. It's like they got to the end and just be like, we're running out of time, guys. What are we gonna do?
Make it a ghost. That way, that explains how it got from one side of London to the other really fast. It's a ghost, and it just traveled through the buildings. And you're like, you could have had it be 2 Templars that were working in conjunction, and then the final fight was Jacob fighting one Templar on one side of the city, Evie fighting another Templar on the other side, and maybe like halfway through the fight, the perspective switches, and now you're at the other assassin fighting the other Templar, and it switches back and forth, and you're just like, that would have been so awesome, and they're like, it's a ghost! Whoa, spooky!
Yeah, they crapped the bed on that. Wow, I'm so glad that I didn't pay money for that.
Historically, they never found out who it was either. Well, historically, the Assassins and Templars don't actually exist either, so that's not a valid excuse for why they copped out on that. Historically, none of this actually happens. So...
it's a good thing this isn't a history lesson.
Yeah. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I ranked Syndicate really low, is just that DLC, and plus, like, you know, Jack the Ripper is such an interesting character, historically speaking.
Yeah, and they could have done something big with that. My problem with Syndicate was it could have been a game completely not tied to the Assassin's Creed series.
How so?
Hang on a second. I'm stuck.
Me too.
I am unstuck. Do I need to come back and help you?
No.
Because it spent most of its focus was about just reclaiming territory for your own little street game.
See, that's another thing that kind of burned me on the game, is that it didn't focus on the assassins almost at all.
Right.
It was, like you said, it focused very heavily on the street gang aspect, which was important.
And especially at that time period, too.
Yeah. Man, you're just getting everything out there. What the fuck?
I know just about where everything is on this map, man. I've spent a lot of hours on it.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think I tend to get, I don't know, emotionally invested in certain aspects of the series. And when something changes that direction, I either really love it or I hate it, and it's not like a in-between kind of thing for me.
Yeah. So how about this? The older games
Hmm?
versus the newer games.
The older games ending at Syndicate?
Let's say older games. Let's say newer games starting. We'll start with Origin since that was the revamp.
Yeah.
Which do you prefer?
I think long term, I would prefer them go back more towards an older style.
Okay.
Not exclusively. I loved Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla, all of them. They've done some things exceptionally well, but there are also some things that I miss from the older style games that they just completely don't do anymore.
That they got away from a lot of the stealth aspect
They did, yeah.
when they revamped, and of course, it wasn't really. And if you read the articles and you go back and you study Origins, stealth wasn't really a big part of the story because he didn't have to be. He didn't have to be hidden. Nobody kind of knew who this guy was.
Yeah, exactly. And that made sense. And I was okay with that. You know, because there were. Stealth was in Origins, stealth was kind of an optional kind of thing.
Right. That was a choose your play style.
Yeah. Like, there were certain areas of the map where it was obvious that the enemies had figured out who you were and that you were not good.
Right.
And if you didn't stealth through there, you had to be more combat focused. And that was fine, but you could choose stealth, and you could sneak around and almost get into no combat whatsoever.
Right.
And I really liked that aspect that they allowed you both options. Oh wow, dude, this place sucks.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Right in the front door.
Yep. It introduces you to what you're going to take, and then it's going to give it to you more when you get around a corner.
That is, I will agree with you, Eternal. That is one thing I really miss from the newer titles is the fact that your hidden blade will almost one-shot nobody. It seems like they've drastically nerfed the hidden blade to the point where there are very few enemies you can kill with the hidden blade in one hit, and you are guaranteed anything significant you just cannot kill with the hidden blade. You have to go at them with larger weapons, or you have to attack them many, many times with the hidden blade.
Well, and that's because they want you to play with the new mechanics, the new combat system.
Sure.
You could clear the entire 1, 2, 3 Brotherhood. You could do the whole game with nothing but your hidden blade.
Yeah. The problem is you don't have the option to do that now. It's not necessarily that they're giving you new options. I feel like they just took that option away.
Yeah. And I can agree with that. Because again, choose the way you want to play.
Yeah, like one of the things I really loved from some of the earlier titles, including Black Flag, was the Berserk Dart poison.
Mm-hmm.
That was so fun to play with. Because, you know, you'd sneak up into an area and shoot one dude with a Berserk Dart, and he'd take out like half the enemies in a base. That was amazing.
Yeah. That wasn't OP at all.
That was really OP.
Alright, so what weapon besides the Berserk Dart out of the entire series was your favorite?
That's difficult. I have weapon preferences per game.
Okay, so what is one of your favorites instead of having an absolute?
Like in Odyssey, I loved the what is the staff that you get near the end of the game, the spear?
Oh yeah,
That thing was amazing. Like it's like there's no reason for you to play with anything else. That thing was so
Right.
good. Man,
I like
I am stuck. What the hell? All right, there we go.
the third one, the dart rope.
Oh, the dart rope was good, where you could stick them and
Hang
like
people from trees.
yeah, that was
I
sick.
spent hours doing that.
Yeah, that was awesome. I also loved the I think it was Assassin's Creed 2 Revelations that had the hook blade.
Mm-hmm.
The hook blade was sick.
That was
I liked like running up to people, hooking them with the hook blade in their face, jumping over them, and then having you like flip them over their back. I was like, oh, this is sick.
yeah, I enjoyed that. You talk about Revelations. One of the things that I liked was the different bombs you could make. Smoke bomb, blood bomb, money bomb.
I never got too into the bomb system. I did like them when I tested them out a little bit, but I used them like once or twice in the entire game and then just kind of ignored them the rest of the time. I didn't hate them. I just didn't find them as useful, I guess.
One of my favorites was the blood bomb because you could create so much chaos.
What did that do?
It would cause panic. So if you're being chased through a crowd, you could take a blood bomb and just throw it at a random NPC. Somebody that just happens to be on the street, and it covers them in blood. And everybody in the entire vicinity starts panicking and freaking out and running all over the place, which allows you to get away from guards.
Ah.
It was really good. It's like a smoke bomb, but a cluster of people would start running around.
Instead of smoke, it's
Right.
people. It's human
Yeah.
bodies in the way.
And they impeded the guards a lot. Made it real good. I didn't grab that watchtower, by the way.
I'm heading west for that watchtower. Oh, you're talking about the one to the north of me.
The one that should have been just right north of you.
Yeah, and I'm heading west instead.
Okay, I'll backtrack and grab that one.
No rush. We got plenty of time here. Out of the new trilogy, which one do you think is your favorite? Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla. And you can say favorite for different reasons. You can say like story-wise, gameplay, combat, etc. Because I would rank them differently.
I would say Origins because they revamped it, and they went back and they said, let's give them the beginning. Let's tell a story of how things got started. And I like the character. Vayak was an awesome character.
Vayak was pretty awesome.
He had a sound reason for doing everything he was doing. He was personable. But I really liked Odyssey. The option to play the game with different characters, and dialogue options.
When you played Odyssey, did you play male or female?
I played as Cassandra.
Nice. Same.
And I'll tell you this, I went back and I played it as Alexio, and it feels like the story was written for Cassandra.
Well, the developers said after, like a year after the game came out, that Cassandra was who the game was written for. Yeah.
And you could definitely tell.
Yeah.
So I would say Odyssey, Origins, and then Valhalla. I'm still trying to warm up to Eivor.
Yeah, I like Valhalla because I like the brutality of the combat, but
Yeah.
I do agree that the story in Valhalla is probably the weakest out of the three.
Yep.
Like, it's interesting, and I see what they're trying to do. They're definitely... I don't know how far you are through the game, but they're... Whoa!
You're not going to ruin anything for me.
It's pretty obvious at one point in the game, they're definitely pushing to bring another Assassin's Creed game back to the United States.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of emphasis on leaning that direction.
And I don't doubt that they won't try.
Oh yeah, I hope they do.
Come on, get out of there.
They did such a bad job with 3 that...
Three was like a popularity, who's who of who you could go see. They knew it was going to be the American Revolution, and there are so many big characters from that time period.
Yeah, they tried to cram too many famous people in. And they ended up... They were trying to get good story reasons why all these famous people were involved. And in doing so, it felt like they kind of ignored that they needed to figure out why Connor was there.
Yeah, he was just involved in every big thing that happened.
Yeah, it felt like a little too much.
And I don't understand why they couldn't have just been like, hey, this is what's really going on over here. And, in this big battle, and you're like, we want you to do this small thing on the side where nobody really knows, like the assassin would. They shouldn't be front and center.
Yeah. You're not supposed to be involved in the actual large battles.
I mean, you don't read the history books and see Connor's name in there.
Yeah, exactly. I did like that they accurately portrayed Benjamin Franklin as a giant horn dog. Because he was. Like, there's accurate, or there's not accurate, there's ample evidence that Ben Franklin was this huge horn dog.
Of his debauchery.
Yeah. That dude was all about, like, sleeping with the ladies.
That's why he's on the 100.
That's why, man. That's the thing. Alright, where the hell
So
am I?
I've got a trailer store up here where I'm at. I've got a fuel trailer that I'm going to put up here by this warehouse. It won't stay, but if you're in the neighborhood, you got it.
Well, crap. I'm not going to be able to do anything up here. Where the hell does that road come from? Oh! Alright, well, I guess we're going to the tower in the middle then. Never mind on coming back for this thing. I can't get to this tower from where I am, so...
Let's see where it's at.
I think
So maybe I'm on the side of the map where I can.
I think you're going to have to loop around the left-hand side of the map to the west, and then come at it from there.
Yeah. Okay, right. Yeah, so that divide, you're in a divide right there between the map, where you have to kind of do a horseshoe back and forth.
Yeah.
Between the west, the north, and then going to the east, back and forth.
I might be able to, hold on, I might be able to get over these rocks.
You can do it, it's ugly, but you can...
Oh, looks like I'm alright. Alright, so where can I come from here? Oh, that is just taking me back down.
Let's see, where are you at?
I'll just go around, it's fine. Yeah, I see how it intends for you to get there. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's not a big problem. I just gotta go towards the coast a little bit. I gotta go down the mountain towards the coast and then around.
Yeah.
I'm sure I could
really
I'm sure I could climb the mountain, but
getting to the coast from where you're at is not exactly an easy task either.
Gotcha. I also, with the newer games, I think the here's the thing. I think the fantastical battles that you have with like gods, for lack of a better phrase, are neat and fun. But I don't personally. I don't feel like they are core Assassin's Creed stuff. I think it should be treated more as a DLC for fun, and less like a and less like a meat and potatoes portion of the story.
It's like they took the fictional stuff and they were like, okay, this is what people. This is. Because how do you go from the revolutions based in history to all of this fantasy of fighting those gods?
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. One of my favorite times playing Odyssey was when I went into Hades. Hades was amazing. And it was a lot of fun, but I think the problem is they could easily say that the gods that you're fighting are like earthbound versions of the Isu, and they just kind of gloss over that.
Yeah.
You know, there's insinuation that that's what's happening. But there's no concrete like, oh yeah, these are Isu. I think part of that is because they haven't come out of the Animus in like 3 or 4 games now.
Yeah.
So the overarching like the contextual background to some of these things is not in place.
Well, does the outside the Animus, does that ruin the game for you? That there's a second storyline that's trying to tell of a story today versus what the history was?
No. Not to me, at least.
I don't care for the present day stuff.
I'll be honest, I'm not as invested in the present day stuff.
Right.
I don't look at it as a super important part of the story. I look at it kind of like something happening in the background.
Right.
That I would like to know what's going on and how things continue over there. But I don't want I don't necessarily want the game to go back to Assassin's Creed 1, Assassin's Creed 2 style, right, where like 20 or 25% of the game is outside of the Animus. I don't want that. But, maybe like... maybe like 3 times, maybe 4 times come out of the Animus. And just like, give me 5 minutes of story of what's going on in present day, and then put me right back in.
There for a long time, it seemed like where they were going with Desmond was that they wanted to eventually tell a present day assassin story.
Yeah.
And it never came to fruition. And then they were like, okay, let's just keep going this direction that we're going, because Desmond was not that popular of a character. And they just gave up on it.
Yeah.
So how do you think a present day... Okay, and I'll ask this loosely because I have an answer of my own. How do you think a present day assassin game would play?
I don't think it would be that good. I think it could be good. I just think it would take a lot of work. there would have to be a lot of adjustments because the present day game, in my opinion, would need a lot of similarities to the past games as far as playstyle and things of that nature.
Right.
And it would be a challenge to bring all of that to the present day. I think it could be done.
I'll tell you this. I think the closest they're going to get to a present day Assassin's Creed is Watchdog.
Well, I don't know. Like, I haven't played any of the Watchdog games. I do know that the Watchdog titles are supposed to take place in the same universe.
And that's kind of what I was thinking, that they were branching into Watchdogs.
That may be what they decided to do, is like abandon modern day Assassin's Creed idea, and well, that sucks.
And run a techno underground.
Should I play one of those? Have you played any of those?
Watchdog, yeah.
Are they good?
The first Watchdog was okay. I mean, to me, they weren't just outstanding, but it reminded me of Assassin's Creed a lot.
Hey, can you come back?
Yeah, how stuck are you?
I am upside down.
Yeah, I'm on the way.
I've managed to put myself on my side where I can't start my engine, and I am between two trees that cannot be knocked over.
You don't have the autonomous winch?
No, I have the powered winch. The advanced, like, extra power and extra length combined thing.
Yeah. I'm on the way, sir. Actually, I need to look at my map and see exactly where you're at. Where is you? Oh, wow.
Right in the center.
Oh, you opened up that tower. I see what you did.
I did. And then I tried to go down the hill and rolled over in the process.
Just a second.
Yeah, man. Did you mean just a second as far as getting here, or did you walk away?
Getting you there. Getting there to you.
Okay.
I've got to backtrack.
Okay, no, that's fine. I maybe I should try one of the Watchdog games.
Play the first one.
I think I have one of them from like a bundle or something. I'll need to double check.
I'll say play the first one because you're going to get that. You'll see what I'm talking about the connection and the aspect of it being Assassin's Creed-like.
Okay. I will say, I think the back to the fantasy side of the new trilogy that they're pushing a lot. I think it's been relatively smart of them to have the fantasy portions of the game, or at least the portions that go hard fantasy, to primarily be DLC based. All of them for Odyssey and all of them for Origins, I think, were in the DLC. Valhalla has a lot in the base game, but that's just because you're playing as... what's his name? Not Odin. Javi? I think.
Oh. You got your headlights on?
No, I can't start my engine.
Oh, they just went off. I could see where you were from here.
Oh. Wow, from all the way over there?
Yeah, it's not that... You look at the map, it's like, holy crap, that's a long ways. When you're actually physically moving on the map, it's not that far.
Oh yeah, I see you expanding a lot of the map pretty quick. Actually, I'm just gonna watch the map. That's probably better than staring at my truck dead in the snow. I think Valhalla did a little bit of a better job explaining that Javi and the God, what are they called? I don't know what that's called. The Scandinavian Gods. Anyway,
Hmm.
Horse?
yeah, but I thought the group had a name, but they may not. Anyway, the Norse gods. I think they did a little bit of a better job making it suspicious that these characters were the Isu than the first
Right.
games. The Origins and Odyssey, there were little tiny hints that there might be some connection there.
Yeah.
But it was very vague. And in Valhalla they made it they're almost saying that they're Isu without actually coming out and officially saying it.
Right.
What's that just north of you? Is that like a really bad mud road or something?
Let me look at mine. I'm gonna end up getting stuck going this way. I don't. That would be
Like the road?
ice.
Oh, that kind of brownish gray area is ice?
Yeah, right above me is ice.
Oh, so you'd be is it like cracking you fall through ice, or is it just like really
No,
slippy?
it's solid. You'll just slide all over the place.
Ah, okay.
I'll say that when you travel on the east side of the map, you definitely want to have some chain tires.
Okay.
The west side is a lot of mud.
Noted.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything for you. I know you like to get out there and figure out how bad things are.
Well, I gotta head out that way anyway, I think, because the garage is out that way, I bet.
I was up there by the garage. That's where the warehouse is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a fuel trailer sitting up there.
Oh. That's the garage. Okay. Wow, it is right next to that factory, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, is that a factory or is that a town?
There's a town there that's decimated.
Oh, okay, that's what I'm looking at. Okay. But yeah, I really like the more open world style of the new trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
I like the options of being able to go places. They obviously try to lock areas out by putting really difficult enemies there.
Yeah.
To kind of like direct you where the story is. But I do like that you can kind of like, you can get lost for, 10, 12, 20 hours just exploring through the world. That's really cool.
I like it that they say, okay, you want to go over there? Go ahead, but it's going to cost you.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
It's not our fault when you get decimated.
I really liked Origin's story, like you were saying, where they gave a kind of rough start to the assassins as a group.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people hate this, but I thought the way they introduced how the assassins got their logo was genius.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that have. I liked it. It was good.
Yeah,
I thought that was a well way to do it.
I liked it too, because throughout the whole thing, you're dealing with these eagles, and then is it your wife that has the eagle skull that she drops on the ground?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was cool because she drops it on the ground and he like reaches down and picks it up and there's the Assassin's Creed logo in the dirt. And I was all like, "Oh my god, that's amazing."
I know what that is.
Yeah, dude. That's where the logo comes from.
And it ties in with it being the eagle.
Yeah.
So
And then of course the connection in Odyssey to Origins it blew my mind. Because that's at the very end of Odyssey too that you get that connection, and it kind of like goes back through the lineage, and it goes all the way back to, well, do you remember what her name was? The chick from Origins, the guy's wife.
the wife.
I forget her name.
I should. Let's see. I don't have it, but she was a badass on her own right.
Dude, she was. I wanted a game that was you as her after she left Bayek.
Yep.
Marine? Yeah, that sounds right.
I know it started with an M.
Mirene, I think is how they pronounced it in the game. Yeah. To me, she seemed like the better assassin out of her and Bayek.
Yeah.
Because she was talking about like hanging out with Alexander the Great and Cleopatra, like on the regular.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're just chilling with these people? Holy shit.
You're just name dropping.
Oh, Mirene was Cassandra's mom. Yeah. Okay, so, I mean, in a roundabout way, I guess. Aya. Aya was Bayek's wife. Okay, that actually sounds right.
Got all these notes, but I didn't make that one of my notes.
It's all good. Yeah, Aya was a badass, dude. Holy crap. You never really saw her do much fighting in the game. You saw her like once or twice, but that was it.
Yeah.
Every other time it was like she left for a while and then she came back and she's like, oh yeah, that? Oh, I killed like 20 dudes over there. And I was all like, man, I would have loved to seen that.
They could have done a DLC for that.
Yeah, I think so.
Her adventures.
That I would have played it. But Bayek was awesome. Like Bayek, I think Bayek's character is what I liked the most. Not in the
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Who he is.
Yes, exactly. The type of person he was as a human.
Right.
I loved his personality and how he carried himself, how he acted around other people. He just came across as a all-around awesome dude. His
Really?
Was your favorite character development, Baka? Yeah, he did develop pretty well because at the beginning of the game, like, he's a little bit of a fighter, but he's mainly just like, I'm just here to protect my daughter. And then by the end of the game, he's like, I mean, he's a little bit more of a badass, but he's still the protective father he was at the beginning of the game. He's just better at it.
Yeah. Oh, you're right up the road. Okay. I'm like, where the hell?
Yeah, I'm not far. I can see
got
your
you.
lights. I think my favorite character development throughout the entire series I'm going to go back and take the easy route on this one, but it's still valid. I loved Ezio's character development.
I will 100% agree with that. I will give you that because he went from being a total fool.
Oh, it's his son. I'm sorry. You're right. Bayek and Aya had a son, not a daughter. My mistake. But yeah, exactly what you were gonna say. He goes from being this huge douchebag at the beginning of 2.
Oh, you did get wedged in there.
Yeah, man. I'm propped between these two trees.
Well, good job for doing it right.
Thanks, man. Oh, there is an engine upgrade I need for this truck.
Let's see if I can get you out of here.
Oh, sorry. I tried to start the truck, and I think that disconnects the winch.
That's okay.
Alright. You got my rear end loose. Giggity.
Giggity giggity. Let's see.
Oh! I got my truck started. Oh! Hey! Alright, I'm free. Give me a second. I may roll over again. Nope, I'm good. You good?
Yeah, I just gotta get around this tree. It's being a pain.
I'm gonna hang out here until you get loose. That way, if you flip yourself over, I'm not too far.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I did. I didn't realize it at the time, but I realized it later that that the loss of Bayek and Aya's son, which is eventually what drove them apart from each other, was that Bayek was more, strangely enough, like contrary to popular storytelling, Bayek was more emotional about the loss of his son than his wife was. You know, she grieved in her own way. She got angry and violent. And
yeah, she was about revenge.
Yeah, and Bayek was like, I got revenge, now I'm done. Like, that's it for me. This is not the life I want. And she was all like, nah, man, I gotta kill every single one in this group. And he's like, but we killed the one that killed our son. And she was just like, nope. They're Templars, all the Templars need to die now.
Taking down the whole system. And she was the first extremist.
Yeah.
Where you could see that he was more along the core value of what they were talking about.
Yeah, like we've stopped the main threat. That part's done. We're good. And she was like, nah, we got to bring down the whole thing.
Yep.
And
to prevent it from ever happening again, we got to stop it from the top.
Yeah, and I agreed with both sides. I was like, I definitely see where Bayek is coming from. You know, he got his revenge. As far as he's concerned, that's all he wanted. But I also understood where she was coming from, where she was like, if this group will perpetuate stuff like this, who's to say they won't do it again to somebody else?
Yep.
And I was like, I see it from her point of view too. Yeah, his grief was going through the normal route that grief takes. You know, I don't know all the steps, but like despair, anger, acceptance, all that stuff.
Bargaining, shit like that.
Yeah. And yeah, Aya went from our son is dead straight into anger, and then just stayed there.
Yeah, she never evolved.
Never went past anger, which I'm cool with. You know, that made for a great story arc. I'll admit. Because if she had done the same thing that Bayek did, it wouldn't have led to the creation of the Assassins as a group. It wouldn't have led to a connection with Odyssey. So I'm cool that they did it. I liked it. Trying to look at the list of games here and see if there are any specific games that we didn't cover very much.
Let's see. We touched on 1, 2.
We kind of skipped over Unity a little bit. We talked about it for a second.
To me, it's you polish a turd, it's still a turd.
Oh man. I think a couple of the things in Unity that really, like, I'll agree with you. The character of Arno was pretty flat. He was unexciting.
I managed to get myself stuck.
Did you?
I'm literally down the road from where you were.
Oh, you're wedged across the river.
It's not. I got the nose of the truck stuck in the dirt.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, right. I tried to go at an angle and it bounced.
Hold on, give me a second. I'm heading back your way. I can head down towards the water here and turn around and come back. I will admit, Arno was kind of a boring character. He didn't have a whole lot going for him. The one thing in Unity that I immediately fell in love with, and I was so thankful that they did it, was Unity was the first game where they introduced separate buttons for climb up and climb down.
Yeah.
And because I always had the hardest time throughout the entire series when free climbing a building or something, that every once in a while your character would just go, I'm going to start climbing down the building instead of up for no reason. And I was all like, oh my god, not down.
Huh.
It's the, I don't know if you've ever seen the cartoon of the guy that's playing Assassin's Creed, and all it shows is an assassin like holding onto a wall, and the guy's like yelling at his TV like, jump, go up, I want you to climb up the wall, and then all of a sudden the assassin like leaps off the wall backwards, and then the next panel is like the controller like thrown into the TV. And I'm like, for the longest time, that's how climbing worked in Assassin's Creed. You just kind of prayed that your character did what you wanted him to do.
You were going the right direction, yeah.
And every once in a while, you'd be like, up, 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 and then they just leap off the wall for no reason. And you're like, God damn it! So when they introduced that in Unity, I thought that was really cool. I also liked, while I didn't like Arno, I did like the story in Unity. I liked the, I think that was my favorite aspect of the Assassins group kind of falling apart from the inside.
Yeah.
Because, you know, obviously it's in the title of the stream, so if you're here, tough shit. In Assassin's Creed Unity, the main villain is the guy who trains you at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
To be an assassin. Because, like, I guess he goes... It's been a long time since I played Unity, but I liked it enough. I would go back and play it again. He kind of takes the aspect of, like, we're going to destroy everything. I don't care what it is. We're just going to kill it all. And it's pretty obvious real quick that is not what the good idea is.
Right.
Whoa. Is this like elastic? What's going on?
I'm wedged in there.
Alright.
Good job.
There you go.
Whoop. A little bump for love.
I'll let you go around real quick. Oh. Well, thank you. Look out. Ah, no. Okay, I'm good. Yeah, like the leader of the Assassin's group kind of goes off the deep end a little bit.
Yeah.
And your character ends up like... You have to deal with the Templar problem that's going on, but the Templar problem is nothing compared to...
what's really going on.
Yeah, the assassins kind of eating themselves alive.
Yeah.
So for like the first half of the game, you're like, Templar stuff, cool, we're gonna go after Templars. And then you end up killing like the main Templar like 60% of the way through the game, and you're like, is this it? And then the game's like, alright, cool, so the assassin guy that trained you, yeah, he's a dick. And I was like, I mean, yeah, I kind of got that.
Well, yeah, we just thought that's who he was.
Yeah, I just thought he was a dick. They're like, no, he's like a hardcore dick. He's essentially ripping the assassins apart from the inside. And you're like, uh-oh. I thought that was the best story for the assassins are not always good.
Right.
And some of that's why I felt like, what was the one we were talking about earlier where you said that you liked, Rogue.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel like Rogue did a good job of that. Rogue was essentially just like, there's a traitor, he's with the Templar now, kill assassins. But there wasn't, to me, there didn't feel like there was a lot of setup for that. It was essentially like the assassins asked him to go do something, and he was like, I don't really like the idea of doing that. But rather than like talking to his bosses about it, he's just like, no, I'm just gonna switch sides and kill everybody.
Well, they wanted to capitalize on the naval battles, and they're like, okay, well, how do we do that? Well, we don't want to do from the assassin side. We just did that.
Yeah, that's true.
So how do we give them more assassins? Or how do we give them more naval battles?
I'm actually heading your way. I was going down the rocky coast as opposed to going down the paved road for some reason.
That gets pretty nasty down there. So if you get stuck, holler at me.
All right, I'm heading up towards the road now. So we'll see if I can make it up this section here. What do you mean story twist? What are you talking about, Bakken? You talking about the story twist from Rogue? To me, it wasn't really a twist because it happened like in the first 30 minutes of the game. It happens very fast. I think that was also the problem, is there wasn't enough setup.
He could have been frustrated with their whole thing over a longer period of time.
Yeah. I think, the Unity part. Yeah, the Unity story twist was well done. Because it was well past the halfway point in the game before you figured out what the game had intended. Like, you know that the main guy in charge of the assassins in Paris is a dick, because he's a dick from the beginning of the game. But you don't quite know how much of a dick he is. You're just like, well, maybe he's just a hard ass. No. No, he's like a really dickbag. But yeah, in Rogue, it was essentially like 20 minutes of setup, and then they were like, and now he hates all the assassins. And it to me, it didn't feel like it was enough of a setup.
I'll hang out here at the top of this and see if you're going to need a hand.
I was fighting there for a minute, but I think I just
you did
got
it. You got it. You good.
Yeah, I think there's one engine upgrade for this truck I don't have, and it's the most powerful engine.
Yeah.
I had mentioned to TJ the other day that I love this truck, but it feels really slow most of the time, and he's like, you must not have the best engine then.
I think that upgrade's on this map.
Is it?
If I'm not mistaken, I think I know where it is.
Well, I'm heading towards the I'm gonna be heading towards the viewpoint. Do that number. Okay. Now the Chronicle games, you said you never played any of those, right?
I didn't mess with the Chronicles. They said, you're going to the Watchtower?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to loop around that direction. There's some stuff south of me here that I need to look at. But I'm going to loop around that direction, and I'm going to head back north.
Okay.
I'll head back to where I was. I'm just trying to open up some of the map down here.
Yeah, for sure. I'll holler at you if I get stuck or something. You do the same.
No problem.
The Chronicle games were okay, but I definitely put them towards the bottom of my list. Like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out of the 5 games at the bottom of my list, Chronicles is 3 out of the 5.
I don't have any of them listed just because I haven't played them, so it's not fair to say one way or the other.
They were fun little games, but they didn't really feel like Assassin's Creed games to me. There wasn't a whole lot of story involved. It was just like, you're an assassin, you gotta go kill people, and go. With like there was no backstory really. And I wasn't a huge fan of the 2.5D aspect. It took a lot of the intricacies of Assassin's Creed combat out.
Oh yeah, I could see that. You're limited.
Yeah, because it's like, you can stealth around this enemy, but only on a single plane. And I'm like, yeah, but what if I could do this, that, and the other? And they're like, yeah,
But
well...
if I stood back into that shadow, he wouldn't see me at all.
And they're like, yeah, but you can't go backwards. And it's just like, what? That's cheap. It's a cheap way to add difficulty. They weren't terrible. They were just like, they didn't feel quite right. I will say that China and India were gorgeous games. Chronicles China and Chronicles India. They were beautiful and stuff. The Russia one was, well, I mean, what do you expect? It was Russia during like the Bolshevik Revolution or whatever. It was all brown and gray and drab and boring.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, I get it. That's the way the place looked. But it's like, India was great because a lot of the India game took place during, I don't know the name of the holiday, but they've got that one holiday where they'll like, they throw the colored powders onto the elephants and parade them around and stuff like that. And it looked gorgeous. And then the China one was just beautiful in general because, you know.
Well, there was a lot of complaints about Egypt because people thought that it was going to be just sand.
Oh yeah, in Origins.
And it was not.
Yeah, honestly, the sand took up a lot less than I thought it would.
Yeah, they did a phenomenal job with that.
I think Egypt was only like 30% sand. Oh my god. Can you even make it up this?
You can make it anywhere on this map.
Well,
it just takes a lot of...
I don't think I want to make it up that. That looks gross.
I'll tell you this.
It's a frozen river.
One of the first things you need to do for this map is unlock that garage. Because that will eliminate having to drive back and forth between here and that first map numerous times.
Alright, let me do this then. Alright. Yeah, I'm not going to drive up this frozen river. I'm going to drive across. Okay.
Loosely. Are you sure about that?
Yeah. No, I got it. That was dicey as hell, man.
Here and grab some stuff.
Oh man, that was... I can't believe I made that. Okay. Awesome.
There's a lot of concentrating going on there.
That, man, I was like, I am not talking right now. Hold on. But yeah, the only games I rank lower than any of the Chronicle titles, I put three underneath China and India, and before Russia. And then, of course, I put Rogue at the bottom just because I didn't like it.
Right. And that's very... I said the same thing about Unity.
Yeah. Why'd you put Unity at the bottom? I didn't like it.
I didn't.
All right.
I didn't like it. I didn't like Arno. I didn't like the story. I didn't like the way it handled. I didn't like that you could run off the roof 15 feet and then do your climb and your jump. Where you do the Wile E. Coyote thing and you're out there for 30 seconds hanging in the air.
I didn't have that problem.
I did.
Oh.
There were a couple of places you could get some spots you probably weren't supposed to.
What system were you playing it on?
I played it on Xbox.
Ah, okay. I played it on PC like 2.5 years after it came out.
I was a console junkie for a long time.
Did you play Unity shortly after release?
I did.
Okay, so that may have just been like a bug that they hadn't quite gotten around to fixing, maybe.
And it was, but the bug, I mean, and I understand there are bugs. And I can judge the game aside from the bug. I just didn't care for the whole aspect of it.
That's fair. Man, I'm not really stuck. My truck is just wedged. Let me see if this will work. Feels like it wants to come loose. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Like 1 inch of my rear tire is wedged here. You'd think the winch would be able to pull me out of this. Let me try pulling from the rear of my truck. Okay.
Giggity.
Come on. It wiggles.
I'm gonna move this fuel trailer down to where you're gonna spend a lot more time. Try to save you some heartache. Do I need to come up there and give you a hand?
Maybe?
Okay.
I can't seem to figure out how I'm stuck. It looks like my rear tires are wedged between these two rocks. A little. Okay. Oh, I think I popped myself free. Alright, now let's see if I can get up here. Okay, no, I think I got it now.
Okay.
A really awkward position I was in is all.
Oh, the snow is horrible to drive through.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm free. What city structure was your favorite in each game, exploration-wise?
Exploration-wise, I'm definitely gonna go back to Black Flag. Getting to... Come on. Get out of... just being around on the West Indies and able to... What is wrong with this thing? Back up. A lot of open exploration, and I think it was just being the ability to get out on the sea and explore versus being stuck in these towns where all these tall buildings are.
Weird. I would say the opposite.
Really?
Yeah, I was not a huge fan of the I enjoyed the open sea, but I missed the large city exploration. Like, cause I don't think was there any large city in Black Flag?
Not that there was a main city.
Like there were a couple of villages, a couple of small towns, but I don't recall anything.
I'd have to look, to be completely honest with you. I don't remember there being a main.
See, I did it again. What the hell? Havana? Yeah, but you're not in Havana much, are you? It's really at the beginning of the game, and then you don't really go back there. What the hell, dude?
Damn snow. Come on. There we go. Moving now. Oh crap. Oh my god. That was treacherous. Okay. Let's see.
I'm in the weirdest spot, dude. I cannot figure out how I'm getting stuck here.
I'll say, if I'll give you a city, since we were talking about it. Since I was talking about in Brotherhood, I thought that Rome was really, really nice.
Rome was amazing, yeah.
So I guess I'd have to go with that one. Although, in the colonies, for Assassin's Creed 3, running through the forest, when they upgraded their parkour, that was a fun aspect, running through all their stuff.
There we go. I'm free now. Jesus. That was annoying as hell, dude. Okay. Anyway. I also liked... I can't remember if it's Boston or Philadelphia from Assassin's Creed 3. They're both in there.
Mm-hmm.
But one of those cities I had a blast navigating through.
You know what? London wasn't bad running through in Syndicate. Because it gave you a mixture of high places to get up and look around, a lot of dark alleys to skulk in and out of.
Yeah, I'll say that. Yeah. London was pretty good.
So I'll say London instead of Rome. I mean, Rome was really nice and pretty, wide open spaces.
Rome, to be fair, Rome is kind of cheating. Rome is like, nobody's ever going to argue that Rome was not an amazing city.
Right.
Rome was gorgeous. Hey, look, a fuels trailer. Just what I needed.
They're all over the map.
I'm gonna fill up my truck. Okay. Bye, fuel trailer.
I got a big one down here that's going to be near the lake in the southwest corner of the map.
You haven't played a lot of Black Flag, man.
Oh,
like,
I loved it.
Black Flag, for me, like, I know I kind of shit on it a little bit. I loved Black Flag. It was great. Like, don't get me wrong. I played the hell out of that game.
Yeah.
It's not at the bottom of my list. It's in the middle, and for a good reason. It's a great game. It just felt less like an Assassin's Creed game to me, personally. But pretty much everything else that game did, it did nearly flawlessly. The sailing was amazing. The sea shanties were catchy as hell. I actually downloaded the sea shanty like soundtrack from that game and burned it onto a CD and was playing it in my car and stuff. It was so good.
That's pretty good.
I loved the attacks on the seaside forts while you were in the ship. That was amazing. Oh yeah, if you get lost with exploration, wow, you're screwed. Huh. The one thing I wish I could have done in Assassin's Creed Black Flag is I wish I could have switched ships. There was that one mission kind of near the end where you get into a... God, I forgot the type of ship, but it was Blackbeard's ship. It wasn't the Juggernaut, it was the one right below the Juggernaut on strength.
Oh yeah.
And it was, instead of having like 42 cannons like the Juggernaut had, it had like 36 cannons. So it was still an enormous ship, but it was only a little bit slower than the Jackdaw, but it had like twice the cannon loadout. And I was like, oh my god, the ship is... I just want this one. Like, yay Jackdaw, but like, fuck Jackdaw, man. I don't want that anymore. I want this. This thing is amazing. And I was kind of sad when they were like, and that mission's done, back to the Jackdaw. I was like, aw.
What more of the Jackdaw?
Which game was it where you went and found... What game came after Black Flag? Syndicate came after, Unity
Rogue
came after.
Rogue was immediately after Black Flag.
Was Rogue the one where you went and found the Jackdaw's crash site?
I want to say yes.
I think so. There was one where you were diving for the Jackdaw and you found it like sunk somewhere.
Yeah.
And they never went into detail about how it got there. They were just like, go find the remains of the Jackdaw because there's like cool ship stuff on it. Rogue and Unity were at the same time. Not exactly, but they were close.
It was because Unity was being pushed out on the new system.
Yeah.
And Rogue was the last release.
Oh, release date. Yeah. Release date wise, yes. Rogue
was for the previous system.
Rogue was for PS3 and Unity was on PS4, I think. But the release dates were like 2 months apart. It was really weird. I will say I liked the connection. Ow! Balls. I liked the connection between Rogue and Unity. Because there was a story connection at the end of Unity that connected back to Rogue, I believe.
Come on. Yeah.
And I thought that was really well done. Are you alright out there?
Yeah, just got some thick mud over here. I'm not too far behind you.
Come on,
Going through the mess you made.
I have all-wheel drive. Why can't I get over this? It's weird. Even with all-wheel drive, it seems like your front tires are way better than your rear tires.
There are some spots in this mess.
No, I literally drove over a stick across the road. It wasn't even like thick stuff. I just like hopped over a down telephone pole, and the front tires went right over, and the back tires could not get over that. I'm like, what? Why?
Yeah. I didn't care for that. There's a couple of places you're gonna have to deal with that, and it's bullshit.
Man, where the hell am I going? We're gonna keep going.
Are you going up the northwest side of the map?
Maybe? I'm trying to connect back to the garage so I can go unlock it.
Unlocking it is gonna be one of the.
Oh, is
Should
it?
be one of the core missions.
It's a mission? Oh, well, never mind. We'll unlock it. I'll unlock it some other day.
Cause I drove to. I've already been to the warehouse. It doesn't unlock until you do the core mission.
Ah. So it's like you're activating the garage, basically.
Right.
Okay. Well, never mind.
That's what I'm saying. Don't get to a place where you run out of gas or you get stuck, because you're going to be sorry. Because you have to drive all the way from the other map to get here again.
I think at that point I'd be like, okay, time to switch maps.
I'm actually going to try to find that upgrade for your engine.
Man, it could be anywhere out here.
I want to say I know where it's at. I need to look at my map real quick. If I can get out of this crap.
I'm probably the wrong person to ask on favorite soundtracks, just because even when I was growing up and stuff, I've never been one of those people that's like really into music, like hardcore. Like, I enjoy music and I like listening to it periodically. But I'm definitely not one of those people that's like, I have to be listening to music at all times. Music is my life kind of thing. I'm 100% not one of those kinds of people, so. Favorite soundtrack is probably bad, but if you made me choose, like I said earlier, I'd probably go with Black Flag. The sea shanties were just so addicting.
So did you like the way that the Ezio trilogy ended?
Yes. I mean, not 100%, but I think they did. I think they did well. Did you ever watch the animated movie that came out afterwards? The like.
You're talking about Embers?
Is it called Embers? The like 15-minute one?
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah. That was the ending I was hoping for Assassin's Creed, for Ezio.
Yeah.
I was like, oh god, I watched it, like I finished all 3 games and then I went and watched that and I got choked up something fierce, dude.
And I'll tell you what, that speaks a lot about that character, because when he got first introduced, it was like, oh man.
Yeah, I was the same way. I was like, oh, this is some cocky douchebag. Like, my favorite assassin of all time is Adewale, just because of how brutal he was.
Right.
He was just a no-nonsense, like when he would kill somebody, his main goal for killing somebody was get in, kill them as fast as possible, and get out. So all of his assassinations were like, he'd run in there with the machete and just hack them on the side of the neck, and then just let them bleed out and run off.
Yeah.
And I was all like, oh my god, that's hardcore. You know, he cut like halfway through their neck with the machete, and you're like, yeah, that guy's definitely dead.
Yeah, he's definitely gone.
There's no like, oh, do I need to stop and check? No, that guy is dead. My favorite assassin that went like my favorite assassin story for a character is Ezio, because he went from this cocky like 16-year-old kid to being the first Grand Master of all assassins in Europe. You know?
The realization, and you know the point in the story where the realization took over. It's like, this is something bigger than me.
Yeah, exactly. And what's funny is the realization of that didn't kick in until Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Like, he went through all of Assassin's Creed 2. Like, Assassin's Creed 2 was revenge and, like, this is important, I need to do this, and even if it's helping some of these other people that are helping me, that's just what I need to do. And then at the beginning of Brotherhood, he was still a little cocky. Not nearly as bad, but like it was still obvious that he was this cocksure kind of guy, like, I'm a badass, I'm the best assassin, nothing can get to me. And then they attacked what's Mario's place? The town. Anyway.
Yeah. It's Mario.
Yeah. Hey, it's me, Mario. And I saw that the first time. I was just like, oh my god, no, they didn't just do that. No, Revelations was not settling down. The story of Revelations was not settling down. MonteDeJoni. Yeah, there you go. Montrigatoni? No, not Montrigatoni, but you're close. It was only
ravioli macaroni.
Yeah. It was one word. Anyway, yeah. When Cesare attacks that MonteDeJoni, I was all like, "Oh my god!" And yeah, Brotherhood was all about growing up, realizing that this is absolutely way beyond his capabilities as an individual, and discovering that the correct thing is to restart a new I don't know,
rebuild what once was.
Yeah, exactly. Rebuild the assassins from the ground up, essentially, because it was basically just him at that point. All the other assassins had either been killed or like, not necessarily converted, but like beaten into submission.
They went into hiding.
Yeah. Because
they knew that if they were found, that it would be the end of their families.
Because Volpe survived, and the courtesan lady, I think she survived. But like Mario died, and all the other like high up assassins were killed in that.
Yeah, there were quite a few.
Yeah, that attack on MonteDeJoni like almost destroyed the assassins completely. But yeah, Brotherhood was very much like rebuilding the clan, starting over, correcting some of the mistakes that the old group still had within them.
Yeah.
Because they weren't perfect either.
No.
And all that stuff. And Brotherhood was amazing for that. It really felt like you were building it from the ground up. And then Revelations was all about trying to discover the original roots of the assassins and making sure that you're on the same path as Altair.
And that, okay, so the scene, without giving away a whole bunch, the scene in Revelations where Altair, Ezio gets to Altair.
Oh.
And they're in the same room.
Oh.
That gave me chills,
bro.
It's like, The connection was made. This was what everybody had been wanting.
And I mean, I know there were a couple of my friends when I was growing up that were like, "Oh, that's shit. That's not what I wanted." I'm like, "What did you expect? There's like a 300-year difference."
That was exactly what I wanted.
Yeah. I was like, did you really expect he was going to walk into that room and Altair was just going to be chilling there waiting? Like,
There's your engine.
oh, was that it?
Got it.
Nice. Thank you, sir.
You got it. I knew it was over here somewhere.
Oh, V10. Holy crap. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a
makes a big
significant upgrade. I think I'm still rocking a V8 in this thing.
Good job.
Oh,
You're making
man.
good headway with the just a V8. Trust me.
Man, that's a lot of opening there. Holy crap, that opened up a lot of the map. Wow. All right. Oh wait. There's no upgrades I viewed. Nope. All right. Well, I am going to recall back to the garage in the other map, and we'll go somewhere else.
Give me a second. I think I'm close to a mission. You want me to grab it real quick?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Just let me know when you're ready to change maps, and I'll jump back.
Okay, yeah, I'll let you know before I do it.
There's still some stuff up here.
Go for it, man. I'll wait. But yeah, I think that's what the modern games are missing is the well, I don't know. There was a lot of that with Bayek and a good amount of that with Cassandra, but there wasn't really any of that with crap. What's the Valhalla guy's name?
Eivor.
Yeah, Ivor. Yeah, Ivor doesn't seem to have a really strong connection to the assassins. And I think that's the thing is like, I tend to prefer the games that have a better connection back to the group as a whole.
Right.
So when a character is brought in a title and there's very little connection back to the actual assassins, it doesn't create as much interest to me. It's less attractive. It's more just like, okay.
Can I go doing my own thing?
Yeah. That's why Assassin's Creed 4 felt a little off for me, is because you didn't actually join the assassins until the very end of the game.
And you mentioned that, and you were right. About 80% through the game is when things really started cooking.
Yeah, that's true, Baka. In Origins, you could definitely see what they were doing from really early on. You could see that this was the beginning of the Creed, because I mean the game is called Origins. That makes sense enough as it is. But even at the beginning of the game, it really felt like they were starting the assassins. And then in Odyssey really felt like there was a connection pretty quickly to something is going wrong here, because they added that family connection with your sibling, whichever gender you went, that your sibling got corrupted by the Templars, and you've got to go like try to fix that. And so it gave a strong connection there. And in Valhalla, it didn't really feel as connected, because the big connection early is that your dad is killed by somebody, you don't know who, You know, as the player, you know it's it's got to be a Templar. And then you go like 20 years in the game until your character gets any kind of revenge on it. And then after that, it's basically just like, and now go kill the rest of them, but there's no connection to the assassins there. It's just, I'm going to go kill everybody that was associated with this guy. And so, like I love Valhalla, but it's, out of the 3 new games, to me, it's the weakest of the 3.
Yeah.
As far as story is concerned. I think the combat in Valhalla is the best out of the 3.
I'll tell you, I don't like the upgrading of weapons. That's just another... That's a boring aspect for me.
You have to upgrade weapons?
Yeah.
Man, it's been a while since I played Valhalla.
Surely I didn't spoil that for you.
No. I just don't recall. I think it's because I tend to use like my second or third weapon I find through the game, and I tend to just stick with it through the entire game.
Once you get comfortable with something, that's what you got.
Yeah. Resource gathering is tedious. Now, the one thing I do really like from the new games is you say resource gathering is tedious. It's not that tedious if you do the encampment. Like in Valhalla, they're raids, but in Odyssey, it was like going to the encampments where the bad guys were and like sneaking through there and doing the assassinations on them, and then you'd open up a big chest, and then the big chest would have fuckloads of resources in it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that because it felt like while it didn't necessarily do anything as far as the story was concerned, it gave, for those situations, it gave you the feeling of, here's where you can choose to be stealthy, here's where you can choose to go in guns blazing, you know, and you could mix it up depending on how the thing looked and how the people were laid out there and what kind of enemies there were. Oh, when you explore, you tend to do everything, you tend to gather everything because of your ADHD. Yeah, I could see that being annoying. You're not trying to complete that mission, are you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No.
Are you dragging that thing over to the shore, I guess?
Because I quick connected to it, and then it pulled it off of the... I did a quick connect, and it pulled it off of the rock that it was sitting on. And now the river's taking it down the river.
Oh.
It'll stop.
Yeah.
I'm done if you want to... Are you back at the map?
Yeah. I'm not doing anything. I was watching you.
I'm done if you're done. There's some other stuff that I can grab here, but if you're ready to move maps, we can...
Yeah, we'll switch maps a little bit.
I got you. The engine upgrade, I know you want to put that in.
I do.
Let me get back to the garage.
Holy crap, that is a significant upgrade. Power to weight ratio goes from a C to an A-.
Yep.
Oh my god, that is an enormous up. And the fuel consumption only goes up a little. It goes from an S to an A-. I'm like, yeah, that's well worth it. Alright, so let's retain that. Let me know when you get your truck retained.
I'm back in the garage, and I'm ready to go.
Alright, let's go to Amr.
Haven't done it yet. Let's do it.
Me neither. I did a little exploring in Wisconsin because I think that's where the 5600 is.
Yep.
But I have not even set foot in Amr yet. Oh, I don't like that screenshot.
Ooh, look at that bridge.
Ha! That's got me sweating already. Truck.
God, that is treacherous.
Leave garage. Okay.
All right, let's see.
Ooh.
We are already in the southwest of the map.
I'm gonna head
Good
there.
news.
There is a tower directly north of us.
Right.
I'm gonna head to that one real quick, but
Then I'm going to see if I can head east and get this one southeast.
all right.
It's if I can get there.
Favorite plot twist.
Let's see.
That's a good one.
Think about this for a minute, because uh-oh, we got icy roads, bro.
Oh, that's no good. I don't know. I may go old school with this and say my favorite plot twist was crap, the main bad guy from Assassin's Creed 1.
The original Grandmaster.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I did not see that coming until maybe like 5 minutes before it happened.
I'll tell you the one that disappointed me was the Lucy was a Templar.
That one was really disappointing.
Because I was really wanting her to be like part of the Assassins, a playable character in the Assassins.
Yeah.
They fixed that right away.
I have to agree with you on that one because there was so much setup, and I want to say I feel like that was a last minute change because it felt like it was a last minute change because there was so much setup in Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 for her being an assassin. It was like, and then out of nowhere she was a bad guy. And I was just like, that, it didn't feel like there was any setup for it.
Yeah, it didn't fit. I mean, that could have been your first playable female assassin.
Yeah. I agree with you. That was a disappointment.
So that plot twist up there would be the one that was the biggest surprise to me.
But a surprise in a bad way. Like, you were not pleased with that one.
Oh, man. Oh, wow. I just got a tree fell on me.
Whoa.
I'm sure that wasn't supposed to happen.
Oh, you're almost to that next one over there, aren't you?
It's a lot of open road in this map so far.
Yeah. I agree. I'm going to start heading towards my second one.
Okay. Keep following the road.
Landslide. Can I get around that landslide? I don't think so. I think I'm going to have to drive over the ice.
I spoke too soon. Goodbye, open road. Goodbye, engine. Wow, that was rough.
Oh, you hit something real hard, huh?
I fell off a jagged edge.
Oh, ouch.
At least it wasn't my gas tank, and I'm not losing fuel.
It was funny when you asked us that the other day, like, have you ever punched a hole in your gas tank? And literally everybody was like, no. And you're like, you're like, wow. Okay then. I guess I'm the only one that screws up.
Yeah. It's like, you people just don't drive.
Oh wow, I haven't even been in low this whole time. I was like, wow, this new engine is nice. It doesn't seem like that big of an upgrade. And then I realized it's been a better upgrade and I haven't switched into low yet. I was like, oh, yeah, okay, it is really good. Never mind. I'll shut up now.
There's quite a bit going on down here. Let's see. It's probably going to be a repairable bridge. I bet I can get across. Okay.
Favorite and least favorite side character?
Leonardo da Vinci.
For which?
Least favorite side character.
Really? Why?
I couldn't stand the way they portrayed him. Oh, he was annoying.
Was it his voice that was annoying or what?
I think it was the way the actor, his portrayal of just really drove me crazy.
I will say that the I wasn't a huge fan of the voice actor. I felt like the character came across more smarmy than anything else, as far as his voice was concerned. He was so excitable. Yeah, it's weird because when you first asked me most and least favorite, I started thinking about Leonardo as my most favorite, and then Curtis mentioned the voice actor, and I was all like, "Yeah." Now that you say that, I wasn't huge on the voice actor either. I did like Katarina Sforza, though.
Side character. They had a lot of good characters, let's see.
There are a lot of good characters. I liked the old black mentor guy from Assassin's Creed 3. Don't ask me what his name was. But he was Connor's mentor. I liked him.
Hold on a minute. I got incoming.
Yep. Malik. Who's Malik? Oh, Malik. From Assassin's Creed 1. Yeah. Achilles? Who's that? Man, do you have the Wikipedia open? I don't remember half of these people. Who was my boyfriend in Odyssey? I liked him. Oh, Achilles was Connor's mentor. Okay, got you. I told you I didn't remember his name. Barnabas. No, Barnabas was the guy on the ship. He was the old guy on the ship. Not my boyfriend.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, it's all good.
It's gonna be off and on around here. Everybody's at the house now.
All good, man. No worries.
Side character, Assassin's Creed 2. I had to look it up because I couldn't remember her name. Rosa.
Oh, the thief girl.
Right.
Yeah, she was cool.
And she was an off and on love interest for Ezio.
Yeah, for a little while, yeah. That's also why I liked Katarina. Katarina
Right.
was she was the lady that you meet in the shoot. I forget the area's name, but it's the the swampy side area.
Yeah.
And then
I know what you're talking about.
there's the DLC with her. But one of the things that made me like her a lot was the one when her kids get kidnapped by Brasidas. That was the guy's name. Yeah, that was my boyfriend's name.
I'll tell you another one that I like was in the present day stuff, storytelling that they're doing, was Sean Hastings.
Ugh. Oh, I hate Sean.
Really, I like him. The voice actor reminds me of Wheatley from Portal.
I don't know. I like him better in the more modern games. But in like Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood, he was a huge dickbag. Like for no reason other than it seemed like he didn't like the fact that Desmond was an assassin and he was just some guy on a computer. And I was like, why do you hate Desmond? And he's just like, 'cause he's cool, I guess. And I was like, really? That's your whole, like, thing?
He's everything I'm not.
I do like him in the more modern games, because I don't think he shows up, like, there's audio logs. I will say, I do not like the main character that's outside of the Animus in the newer games. I forget her name. But she starts out and she's like a reporter in Origins, and then by the end she's supposed to be like this assassin already. And you're like, you haven't really done anything other than sit in the Animus. I don't know why you're acting like you're a badass.
I noticed that they touch in certain places they talk about bleed effect. Like it's a big deal, and then they just don't talk about it.
Yeah, it seems to be one of those crutches that they use when they need it, and then if it gets in the way, they pretend it doesn't exist.
It's like, okay, that's great. What are you doing with it?
Yeah, go somewhere with this. And then they're like, and we're not going to mention it for 3 games.
Because are we talking about giving somebody superpowers because you just gave this guy eagle vision? I mean, what are we doing?
Yeah. Like, come on, let's go somewhere with this. Don't tease me with a carrot.
Bring it up.
Yeah. It's like, don't tease me with a carrot, and then just be like, nah, we got rid of that carrot. It's like, no, go back. I was fine. I want to go down this road with you. And they're just like,
seeing all kinds of stuff. What is he seeing? Let's explore this.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I like the Brasidas from Odyssey. He was cool. My Cassandra wanted to sleep with that guy so bad. I was like, every time Cassandra would meet up with Brasidas, I'd been like, my boyfriend's here. And he'd be like, we're going to do some cool stuff. And we'd do cool stuff together. And then he'd be like, all right, I got to go. And I'd be like, no, my boyfriend left.
You want to stay and do cool stuff?
What's really sad is he was never a love interest throughout the meat of the game, and then right at the end of the game, they're like, "Oh hey, you know this Brasidas guy you've been pining over the whole game?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know him." They're like, "You want to be his love interest?" I was like, "Hell yeah, let's go!" Finally, they're finally giving me the option to date this guy, and then like 5 minutes later, they kill him, and I was like, "Ah, fuck you guys." Technically, he is a romance option, Baka. It's just when they let him be a romance option, you don't get to sleep with him because you're like, do you want to romance him? So the game finally lets you flirt with the guy. And I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. And then you're like, okay, we're going to flirt. Okay, hold on, let's go fight this one dude real quick. And I'm like, okay. And then we go there and fight the dude, and the dude kills him. And I was like, no! All I wanted to do was bang this guy. Fuck you,
It's
game.
not fair.
I'm sure the game intended that to happen, because Brasidas is just like this stoic, quiet, badass that's going around and fucking shit up and helping you when you need help. And you're like, oh man, this guy's hot, and he's strong, and he's brave, and he's smart. He's like everything I want. And they're like, nope, can't date him. All right, now you can date him. I was like, yes! And killed him. Fuck. Fuck you, game.
What kind of crap is this?
Some bullshit. I just want to sleep with dudes. I remember I have a quote on my little quote bot that says something like that.
Yeah.
I just want to have sex with this one guy, and this game won't let me do it. Oh yeah, the funniest scene in Assassin's Creed has to be the goat with the fake eyeball. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's like how do you argue with that? That is probably the funniest scene in the entire series. He's like, "Where is my eye?" And she's all like, "You mean this eye?" And he's like, "Oh." And then she just like shoves it in that goat's ass and smacks him, and the goat runs off. And the dude's just staring the whole time like, I can't believe you fucking did that. It's like, god damn, Cassandra is a badass.
Come on.
Yeah, go get it. Odyssey had some really good scenes, man. Like, it also had, maybe not the saddest scene, but it also had one of the saddest scenes. When Cassandra finally meets up with that little girl from the island at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, you're here. And she's like, yeah, I'm here. And it's like, cool. Well, don't do anything stupid or go anywhere dangerous. And then, like, the next scene, she gets kidnapped and murdered. And it's just, oh, it made me heartsick.
Yeah, it's like, what did I say?
I literally just said, don't go anywhere. It's really dangerous right now.
But good job on you doing whatever you want.
Oh, God, that hurts so bad. Because I was like, hey, that's that little girl that we were friends with, and she wanted to be just like us. This is great. I'm so glad I get to protect her, and she's dead. I guess now that I'm mentioning all these things, I guess Odyssey did that a lot. Of like, hey, remember this person you really like? Now you get to do the one thing you really wanted to. Oh, they're dead. And it's like, oh, fuck you, game.
Why? My heart can only take so much.
I found some upgrade over here.
I am trying to pick up some of these missions here. I guess I'm in a small town.
What is this? A raised suspension for the Con 317. Is that...
God.
Is that... Is the Con 317 that little mud machine at the DLC truck at the beginning?
Is...
I think so.
I think it's a little Jeep.
Yeah. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Yep. Oh, there's all kinds of cars and buildings and not one person.
Yeah, that's about right.
Come on. You can do it. Man, this place is brutal with mud.
Yeah, dude. I'm with you on that one. Sure, Mom. Anything regarding? Oh, I got you.
So which Assassin's Creed would you play again right now?
I mean, if you consider that I have recently played Brotherhood and 2, I'd probably say Odyssey again. There's a lot of Assassin's Creeds I'd play again. But, like, I just played 2 and Brotherhood, like, within the last year.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew that. That's why I was trying to see what else might have been on the list.
Yeah, I played 1, 2, Brotherhood, and Freedom's Cry all within the last year or so, and those are all in my top 5. The only one in my top 5 I haven't played recently is Odyssey, so I'd probably go with that one. I do want to go and I want to eventually play Assassin's Creed 3 again.
Yeah.
Because I want to play the DLC. Because I heard the DLC for it was pretty good.
Oh, where they have the alternate timeline, or
Yeah. It's the King Washington
yeah.
timeline. I heard those were really good.
Yeah, I've heard good things about those.
Plus, I want to give Assassin's Creed 3 just a second shot to kind of redeem itself. Maybe I was too harsh on it when it came out, etc.
He's still gonna be whiny. That's not gonna change. But you get to play with a rope dart.
That's true. The tyranny of
Not gonna
King Washington. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Alright, nothing in that entire place. Okay, what a waste of fuel.
What is this thing? This looks like a Russian Orthodox church. The remastered version? I think the remastered one is the only one that's available on Steam, yeah.
good news. I didn't find anything.
Is that good news?
I mean, there's nothing to miss.
You know what? That's fair. I'm almost to this last watchtower over here.
Well, I thought the road would connect up that way, but this ended up taking me to this own little island here. So
It's good to know that there's the connection that way, though. Oh, shit. Okay, we're good.
Cosmodrome. Huh. I'll have to go over that way and see what's in there.
Where do you see that?
Bottom southwest corner.
Oh, that's the next map.
Mm-hmm.
It also shows that it's locked for some reason. Huh.
I wonder if it's story mission.
Maybe. If I go to... There should also be an exit to the northern Aegis installation. Which one would assume if it's the northern Aegis installation, it would be on the north side of the map, right?
You would assume so.
Logic dictates.
Oh, I know where it's at. I found it. Northwest, just to the east of means of production, there's a road that leads straight up to it. It's just blocked off. I guarantee you have to
Oh, yeah.
lorry driven to get to it.
It'd be an interesting map layout if you can't get out of this map without doing some story missions first. Like every other map that had a situation like that, there was at least somewhere else you could go.
Right. See about getting to that other map while I'm at it. Oh, that was dirty. Absolutely nothing here to indicate that there was a drop-off.
Ugh.
Now I'm slowly... Come on. Come on. You can do it. I believe in you. I'm interested about the comics and the novels just to see how they tied in to stuff that we already know.
Did you ever see the movie?
You know, I saw bits and pieces of it. I never got a chance to sit down and watch the whole thing.
From pretty much everyone I've heard that talks about it, they say it's like the diehard Assassin's Creed fans are like, it's a solid B. Like, it's a good film.
Really kind of a compliment considering that usually video game to TV movies are horrible.
Yeah. I think it was one of those kinds of movies where the Animus was a joke, was it? I did see it looked really weird from the trailers, because it looked like this like spider mechanism that came down from the ceiling. It looked very awkward. Not nearly as cool as they probably thought it was going to look.
Wow.
What's up?
There's just a really, really bad spot over here I'm trying to get through, and it's not giving any headway.
Is it eating your lunch?
Yeah. I think the only reason I got anywhere is because I accidentally found a rock.
I think I'd be interested in listening to some of the books, but I'd need to find them in like audiobook format, which sometimes can be a really difficult thing to do. A lot of companies don't do audiobooks. Man, that was a janky area to get through. Okay, I think I got the last watchtower, sir.
Well, good job, because I got out here on the island and got stuck.
Oh no!
Yeah, I'm fixing to have to just recover.
Where are you at? Oh, here's the exit to Northern Aegis. It's on the east side.
I wonder what that other exit is.
Probably just a collapsed entrance that they don't use anymore. Because we found the two exits to the two maps this goes to.
Well, you know what? Back to the old garage.
Yeah, I would say let me come get you, but I'm like, I'm gonna go over to this other map.
No, please do.
I am right here. Let me go over there.
That's what I was trying to do, was get to that other map.
Yeah, come this way with me. It's obvious the other one's probably locked behind a mission or something. Cross that bridge when we get out of here one day.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I think
Shit's
the You alright?
Yeah, that shit's deep.
You're at the garage.
I'm making my own road.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, ironically enough, I think the part that had the most emotional impact for me in any of the in the Assassin's Creed franchise is not one of the games. It's the Embers short film.
Completely agree with you.
Man, I got choked up watching that, dude. Oh my god. I remember getting like halfway through Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and people started telling me to go watch Embers, and I was like, I don't want spoilers, and they're like, oh, it's fine. And then somebody finally told me, before I watched it, somebody was like, you really should only watch it after you're done with Revelations. And I was like, okay, thank you. And I forget who said that, but whoever that was, they saved my life on that day. Because, oh, that was soul crushing. And I really wanted that Chinese girl to be an assassin that we played in one of the games.
Well, that's what I thought they were setting up at the time when they told that story, because they were talking about
Ooh.
Possibly opening up an Assassin's Creed in China.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, maybe this is that character.
Dude, there is a missile launcher out here.
Yeah, that's one of the main storylines.
Is it?
Maneuver 29 Agency. Top secret, ground control, liftoff, reach for the stars. All sounds like pretty Standard.
Yeah, orbital velocity. Holy crap, dude. This sounds awesome. Hmm. Okay.
Nice.
Alright. Wow, this is a big old map, too. That's
You know what
pretty.
I haven't seen?
What's
The
that?
upgrades.
I got one, and that's it.
Oh, you know what? You can tell. Look at the global map. Nope, I'm wrong.
Upgrades unlocked 1 of 5.
Right.
So there's only 5 in the entire 4 maps. So it's probably 1 per map, and 1 map has 2. Best character design out of Assassins? Okay, here's something I meant to talk about earlier. Let's go back real quick. Best, like, my favorite assassin is what we talked about, Adewale. My favorite character development is Ezio. But the character I thought was the most generally badass was Altair. And that was just because it was confirmed by the game developers. Because in the first game, you don't have a health bar. In the first game, every time your character takes a hit, you start to desynchronize from the story. And it's the desynchronization that kicks you out of the Animus. And it was confirmed by the game devs that... because somebody had asked them, they're like, the desync counts as your health bar. So, in theory, that kind of means that Altair should never take any damage. And the game devs were like, that's confirmed. Like, the real story of Assassin's Creed 1 is he completes the entire game without taking a single hit of damage.
Never took any damage from any fight, ever.
Yeah. Every single battle, never takes any fall damage, never takes any damage in any fight. And I was all like, oh my god, that's badass.
Yeah, that's pretty hardcore.
So like, while I love Adewale, and I love Ezio, like you can't deny that Altair was a fucking badass if he was able to do everything in Assassin's Creed 1 without ever getting hit. You know, this is kind of cool. It shows how strong the engine in this truck is. Because I'll put my parking brake on, and I'll forget to take it off, but the truck still moves.
Yeah, that's how I was able to climb a hill with my parking brake on.
Damn, son.
And I struggled and I struggled.
Bro, don't do that.
Then there was success.
Oh, you mean graphically wise? Costume and appearance? I loved Cassandra. Because some of her armor in Odyssey made her look like a... It made her look exactly like the paintings from, like, Greek artwork. For how a badass wore armor back then.
Oh yeah.
I will say I actually liked the way Arno looked in Unity. He had some, because I think Unity was the first time you could have like customized individual pieces of armor, as opposed to like in Brotherhood you could get new armor, but it was just like a whole set. And in Unity you could customize individual components.
I'll say this, I do like Valhalla for costume.
Yeah,
I did like that.
Valhalla looks real nice.
But I'll also have to say Bayek.
Oh shit, I forgot about Bayek.
How do you forget about Bayek? Come on, baby. Is this will be a gas station, I guess. Yeah. It's not yet, but it will be. Okay, that's fair.
Well, I think I'm stuck. Oh goodness, excuse me, Jesus.
Hold on, I got noise coming through. Okay, so the Cosmodrome is locked.
Gotcha. It could also be that it's locked only because we need to come at it from the other side first. I forgot what map I had to do that on, but I had a map where one of the exits was locked, but I just drove around, came at it from a different entrance, and then drove through, and then it unlocked itself automatically.
Yeah, I think that was Alaska.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. Alright, so we know this is locked off. I'm gonna finish checking the southwest of the first map since I'm down here.
Okay. Sounds good to me, sir.
Ugh, come on. If you don't have all the upgrades from the previous maps, there's no point in trying to drive around on some of these other maps, the DLC maps.
Yes, you basically need certain cars to have certain upgrades to be able to get some stuff done. Like, I don't see how you could do some of the stuff without the F-750, right?
Right, and I love this scout truck, but it wasn't even one of the main ones when they first put the game in play.
Yeah.
They added it to it. Of course, you can be level 26 and unlock the tank, and it goes just about everywhere.
Oh, man, I finally got through there. Okay. Oh, that was a bear.
Did I drive off the road? I sure did.
Favorite puzzle? There weren't a lot of puzzles in Assassin's Creed, I don't think.
look it up to recall specific puzzles.
I liked some of the tombs and stuff in Brotherhood. Oh, the rocks in Valhalla? Oh my god, fuck those rocks. Stacking rocks in Valhalla was bullshit. Ugh. It was the worst thing they ever did. I think I really enjoyed getting the, God, there was a special armor in Assassin's Creed 2 Brotherhood. It was like the wolf armor or something. And you had to go through a lot of tombs to unlock that.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
It's where the bad guys would come and jump you and they'd be like, "Awoo!" And then they'd start attacking you. And then you eventually unlock their armor, and their armor is like the best armor in the game.
Holy crap. I don't even know where I'm at anymore.
Well, you're in Russia.
That's debatable. I mean, there's a vast amount of absolute nothing out here. I bet I'm at the edge of the map. Nope, but I'm close.
Yeah, that was Brotherhood. Cult of Romulus, that's right. Okay, there's another bridge there. Let's go unlock that bridge, then we'll come back.
Oh, gravity, gravity. Oh, gravity. Yep, I'm down.
No, did you flip?
Yeah, there's no saving me from where I'm at. That's okay.
I don't know if I'd call this a fallen bridge. This is just no bridge. Yeah, you got Altair's armor in Assassin's Creed 2, the Cult of Romulus in Brotherhood, and then I think there was a similar armor in Revelations, but I couldn't tell you what it was. Because in Revelations you went to Istanbul, and then you went to Acre, I think? Or maybe Jerusalem? I forget.
Jerusalem, Damascus. What else are we trying to accomplish here?
Actually, it might be easier if I go this way. Where's the viewpoint? There it is. Oh, I don't know, Baka. If you're naming something specific and asking me, yeah, Lord, I don't remember.
To be fair, I would have to look up details on a majority of these games.
All right, I rolled over too.
Let's see.
Where'd you go? Oh, you're right next to me.
Yeah, I just left the garage. Trying to see what's immediately accessible to get into.
I don't know. There were so many Baka.
What's she asking?
Favorite leap of faith.
Oh.
I want to say there was one in Rome that was like the tallest one in all of Assassin's Creed up until that point.
I'll say the first one for Cassandra, and it was just because of her reaction.
I don't remember that.
She was less than excited about it.
I liked the time you were climbing the statue of I guess it was the statue of Zeus on one of the islands, and then you crawl out onto his dick. and she's like, "Oh, do I have to touch this?"
Yeah.
That was funny. The hay bales. Or hail bays, that's it. Wasn't her first leap of faith the fall from Sparta Mountain? I don't know. It's been a while since I played Odyssey, but damn, Odyssey was good.
Oh, this is one of those zones that you have to do crafting.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're all going to continue to keep with that.
I bet there's still...
That means that this place is going to be really long, because there's a lot of story missions. And the fact that they... Go ahead.
This was a big DLC.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Are you wanting to just explore, or are you wanting to
No,
actually complete stuff?
No, not really. Just explore, for the most part. I mean, if there's a bridge that's like, hey, to repair this bridge, bring me 2 wood, and you're standing next to 2 wood or something, go for it.
Ooh, speaking of which, warehouse has limited resources.
Oh, great.
Actually, I take that back. The only thing that's limited in the warehouse is wooden planks.
Perfect.
Bridge to the warehouse. What mission is that? Do we have that yet? Bridge to the island. Nope. Guess I'm gonna go do bridge to the warehouse. At least open up the northern pass.
Oh man, that's really early in Assassin's Creed 1. Isn't that relatively early in Assassin's Creed 1? That Masyaf, that's the name of it. That Masyaf gets attacked.
Yeah.
Because that's the... I'm thinking the guy that falls, that's Malik. Isn't it? No, that's not the guy that falls. Malik gets his arm cut off because of what Altair does before that scene. When he goes and like rushes them. Malik was one of the 2 guys with Altair when he rushed the Templars, and that's literally the introduction of Altair, when Malik gets his arm cut off. Oh, I'm not even in low gear. I'm like, why am I struggling so much? Man, I am dumb sometimes. It's almost like I'm trying to climb a mountain with my parking brake on.
Hmm. Who would do shit like that?
I have no idea, man.
Dumbass to me. Okay, so in order to do the bridge, we have to have metal beams. And in order to have metal beams, we've got to have metal rolls. And we got to take them way over there. Okay.
Actually, I wouldn't struggle too much on that at the moment. We're probably not going to be playing all that much longer.
This is going to be a drive from here to there, but I don't know, the road from here to there needs to be fixed too.
Oh, lame.
In 2 places. Ha! I love it.
Man, this is going to be a challenge map.
No, I mean, it's DLC, and at least you're going to get your money's worth out of it.
That's for sure.
Go back the way I can and see what else I can find.
This map is all done, isn't it? Basically.
Well, it's open.
Yeah, that's what I mean. All viewed. There's a new... Hey, is that the first time we've seen a quarry since Michigan?
Russia.
Huh. God, there are so many things blocking roads. 2 broken bridges there, right next to each other. 2 broken bridges there. A landslide, a landslide, a landslide. Jeez. They do not want you moving around in this map very much at the beginning, do they?
No, they want you to do something in a specific order from the look of it.
Golly.
There's a quarry in Tamir.
Oh, is there?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Where in the hell are we?
Amur.
There we are. Wolf.
Well, sir, I think I'm at a pretty good stopping point for tonight.
We uncovered quite a bit.
Yes, sir. Mapped out a lot, got a bunch of upgrades. You got me the engine for this and the all-wheel drive for the twin steer. Those are my 2 big ones.
That's good. You got what you needed. That's what I try to help you any way that I can.
Well, hey, man. Thanks for all the assistance tonight.
No problem. It was good to hang out.
Yeah, I love
Good to catch up about Assassin's Creed here.
Yeah, finally getting the time to sit down and talk about it for a while.
Yeah.